Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing: it's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, and any other FPGA gaming news that's worth reporting. After that, we will move over to some random and retro gaming news. Before we go further in, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. If you want to further support the channel, I do have a Patreon set up. Before we begin the news, don't forget to check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, Mr. Add-ons, an absolutely awesome family run business. And finally, guys, don't forget to check out London's best arcade, Free Play City. Anyway, let's see what's been happening. Guess who does it again? JT and team, they do it again, and this time we have a new game as part of one of the Namco calls, and it's Metro Cross. Guys, this game is very special to me. I have a history of this. So when I used to play the Atari ST around my uncle's house, this is one of the games that he really used to like, and when he liked the game, I generally liked that game too, with the exception of a couple of games like Kickoff 2 where he always beat me up, but I'm getting off track. Metro Cross is fantastic. You like roller skating, rollerblading, you get skateboards, you go faster, you jump on soft drink cans, and like the blue ones give you a time extension. There's another one, I think that's yellow, that gives you a speed boost for a number of seconds. You get a skateboard that makes you go fast, and it doesn't slow you down on areas on the stage that slow you down. You've got hurdles in the way. Guys, this game's fantastic. The music for this is just rocking. You need to play this. I'm so glad this is out for FPGA gaming platforms such as the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. But what's really cool about this game as well, a friend of mine who lived down the road from me. Imagine this, we were born on the same day in the same hospital, and we lived on the same road for the first 16 years of our life. So he had the great idea one time where he found a Metro Cross arcade machine, and it was being sold for £50 at the time. He had £50, he bought the arcade machine and he put it in his bedroom. And his idea was when his friends came over, he was going to charge them 10 or 20p at a time until he made the money back. The only downside was his mum always worked night shift, and friends could never go around and visit him. So ultimately, I went around there once, played it for 20p, then refused to give him any more money, so he was 48.90 down. But hey, he got to keep a Metro Cross arcade machine. So amazing that we've got this on like the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. Enjoy it, play it. It plays amazingly well on the MiSTer. I'm playing it on the MiSTer now. It's fantastic. I love getting these combos here. I missed that one up. But hey, when you jump, you can just keep jumping through the whole level. It's important to learn the level layout. But what's super duper here as well here is Satego says there's other games that are coming from the Namco system, and we'll have a look at a few of them here. And one of them is Alien Sector. I think it's also known as, is it Baraduke? But let's go with Alien Sector. Then we've got Dragon Buster, and then we've got Sky Kid. Not Sky Kid Deluxe, but the original Sky Kid. So still some goodies to come from the Namco arcade era. But for now, this weekend, guys, enjoy yourself some Metro Cross. It is fantastic. Calling the older arcade gamers. Okay, we're all fairly old, right? We're old men now, but the guys that are a few years older than me, this was your jam in the arcade. So this game here, not sure exactly how to pronounce it. Is it called Tutankham or is it called Tutankham? I kind of prefer Tutankham because hey, it puts like a ham sandwich in there. So this is an arcade game, and what's really interesting over here is someone came onto a video I did a while ago for an arcade game, Juno 1st, which was brought over to the MiSTer FPGA by Jimmy Stones. They said that they really want to bring this game over, and apparently it's on similar hardware as Juno 1st. So I said to them, look, reach out to Jimmy Stones, they're approachable, maybe they can help. Not sure if they used any of Jimmy's work or whether this is their own original implementation, but a few days later it appeared on GitHub. Got to give a shout out to my buddy Funky Coach Highs, who always kind of tells me about this stuff when it appears on GitHub. So Tutankham, if this is your jam, it's available. Now it's not available via Update Tool, but you can grab it from GitHub. The whole package is there, so I'll leave a link to this if you want to get this up and running on your MiSTer. And I have to say, it does look kind of interesting, and it reminds me of playing like games from like my Atari 800 and potentially the Commodore 64 era. In particular, a game called Samus comes to mind that I really did like on my Atari 800 when I was very young. So the person that has brought this over is someone called Rodimus FVC, and they're not super experienced in making calls, but hey, if you're bringing something over, you're a heck of a lot more experienced than I am. So always interesting seeing this stuff. Rodimus, I certainly hope that you pursue core development, and we hope to see more calls from you. If you need any support or assistance, the Mr. FPGA, the FPGA Gaming Discord, it has developers on there, and you can ask questions and they are happy to help. But we've got another arcade game to the already massive library we have on the Mr. FPGA. And the MiSTer, the gift that just keeps on giving. So let's have a look at this from @Madoka, and what are they saying? Because once we translate it from Japanese, so Star Force mostly displayed correctly, but the sprite is a bit weird. Hopefully I said the part right. Okay, so let's translate this again. Star Force FPGA, as expected, this kind of slightly off issue is quite a tricky one, not easy to fix. I certainly hope that you do manage to fix it. And again, a shout out to my buddy Funky Coach Eyes, who's always posting this stuff over on my Discord. And yeah, so this was interesting. It's a vertical shmup, kind of reminds me of, was it Xavius? I used to play that on like 8-bit computers. It kind of reminds me of that, but maybe like a visual improvement over Xavius. But it will be interesting to see this coming over to like devices like the Mr. FPGA. Do let me know if you played this in the arcade. Always interested in hearing your arcade stories when stuff like this was current. This is not a game I know. This is not a game I've ever seen or played in the arcade. But hey, preservation, baby. Let's get this stuff on our MiSTers. One of the most fun things about the Mr. FPGA or FPGA gaming in general is discovering systems that you missed first time round for whatever reason, whether it was out of your region, whether you just didn't have enough money to buy it, or whether you never came across it, or you never had the friend with one. So this one here, Super Cassette Vision. So Mr. Walrus here says, the Epoch Super Cassette Vision core just released for the Mr. FPGA. A massive thank you out to Reverend Gumby for all their work on this core. If you want to get it, run the updater and you will grab it. Now, I don't know much about this, but GameSpy have covered it in a recent video, and I've got the video open here. So let's check it out, guys. Don't forget to press like. It does help out, like I just did there on someone else's video. So it looks very, I don't know what era this is close to. Would it be fair to say ZX Spectrum, maybe 2600? Looks a bit further along than a 2600. Maybe ZX Spectrum, kind of MSX era. Oh wow, there's a Zelda game. That's interesting. So do let me know if you want to see a live stream of the system. Maybe I can grab like the ROM pack and just yeah, just play a bunch of games on this. Really interested in like discovering these new systems. So absolutely awesome. MiSTer, the gift that just keeps on giving. So any Super Vision or Super Cassette Vision fans out there, enjoy it. Wow, is that pole position? Good stuff. Let's check out the latest with the Super Station 1, an FPGA, Mr. FPGA console that many of you guys are looking forward to. It's based on the PlayStation 1, and guys, it's looking good, and it seems to just be getting better and better. So what Taki's saying here is he's been buying a whole bunch of PVMs in order to test the analog side of this Mr. FPGA or the Super Station 1, with two that even have YC as their best output. Taki goes on to say, even though it was already possible to get YC from the DIN10 port, Taki decided to add a dedicated S-Video connector to the side of SS1, and you can see all the stuff out here. So looking good, and Q3 this is shipping, so hopefully you guys will get your one soon, because where are we? Oh, we're at the beginning of Q3, are we, or is it? It's July. I think is the beginning of Q3. I'm confusing myself here. So having a look at this, the dedicated Toslink. Okay, was there a question? Okay, the dedicated Toslink port has been swapped for Toslink Mini in the back to make room for S-Video. Okay, so fair enough. Not difficult to get Toslink Mini adapters or mini items, accessories, leads, whatever, right? And what's really interesting over here, Multiple System here says, I might be perfectly alone with this, and it kind of sounds like they are, but they really like the Mega Drive RF modular output with all its terribleness. And if you want RF, Taki says he draws the line at RF. So Super Station 1 looking good. For anyone trying to bag and secure themselves a Mr. Pi, well, guess what, guys? Taki Uden here says we still have stock to sell, but they go on the store sporadically when we have time to build them. So they have got stock, and I do like this. So rather than selling out all at once, they kind of put out like a few numbers out there once they have time to build them. So at the time of shooting this video, which is exactly 12:30 London UK time, this is where I am shooting this. You can see that the MiSTer Pi is actually in stock. So the retro gaming FPGA board turbo pack version 1.6 is available, $190 US. That doesn't include tax and shipping. But if you did want to bag yourself one, hopefully by the time this video is released, likely in like 2.5-3 hours from this point in this video where I'm shooting this, they're still available, and hopefully you can bag yourself one if you were trying to get yourself one. But hey, if I wanted to click and buy one now, the option is available for me to do it. One of my favorite YouTube channels is this one here. What's Ken making? Well, what is Ken making? Ken is making the MiSTer Multisystem 2. He got one recently, he put it through its paces, he opens it up, he checks the quality of the components, and what I really like is, you know, you get a little folding screen with it in which you can put a display, a little monitor, whatever, up to like 9 inches. He actually mounts that, makes it, and makes like a little MiSTer portable that you can take in your bag and be the life at the parties. Ken's very good, he's very talented, and yeah, when he opens his stuff, he really does know his stuff. So definitely watch this video. Hopefully I'll have one soon so I can do some videos and maybe some live streams and run my own test. But in the meantime, enjoy Ken's video. Honestly, absolutely fantastic. Honestly, if this thing gets any faster, then it will have ran the update and ran update tool even before you boot up your MiSTer and press a button. This is how fast it's getting. So Jose BG, or you may know him as the Ypsilon, the awesome guy that's behind the script we use, update tool. He's saying releasing downloader 2.2 and update tool 2.3.1. MiSTer FPGA will now run downloader as a native binary, making updates faster than ever. 2 times faster than a few months ago. This one took a lot of work and a lot of trial and error. So there's a full Patreon post where Jose goes through his whole process. If you wish to support him over on Patreon, I'll leave links in the description. Well, I guess it's a birthday weekend, and whose birthday is it? It's the Mr. FPGA's birthday. So here's a forum post from the Mr. FPGA forum where Mr. is 8 years old. Happy birthday, and get yourself a cake and blow some candles. So it says over here, although the first official mention of our beloved MiSTer happened on Atari forum, and I've definitely heard of the Atari forum, so there you go, that was the first mention of it. But hey, it's 8 years old. I'll leave a link to this post if you do want to go through it. And if we have a look at over here, so this is a post from Alexei Melnikov, better known as Sorg or Sorglig, 8 years ago, first demonstrating the MiSTer FPGA. Guys, it's come a long way since then. I've been on the MiSTer train for maybe 3+ years now, but hell man, 8 years, and doesn't time go fast? You're beginning to feel old, right? And I've got to say this, am I the only one, right? Or the older you get, the faster time goes, because I remember when I was in school, the summer holidays felt like they lasted forever, and now if I was to get like 6 weeks off, it would go in the blink of an eye. Anyway, happy birthday, MiSTer, and to another 8 successful years of this absolute banger of a project. And I'll say it again, guys, MiSTer is king. Oh yeah, baby. Here's a Reddit post from user Nad222, my ultimate MiSTer FPGA console, and I have to say it does kind of seem ultimate. I would go ahead and say, yeah, this is the ultimate MiSTer, so you can connect original controllers to it. I don't think they're done through Snack, I remember reading the post, but hey, Snack, okay, so when it comes to Snack, we were kind of talking about this on this thread. Snack is really good if you're going to use light guns and original peripherals, but when it comes to like just using the actual controller, I actually prefer the Reflex Adapt by MiSTer add-ons, and the reason for that is I can control the menu, I can use a controller of my choice on different cores. It just opens up more options for only 1 millisecond of input lag, so it's a great trade-off. Hey, but you know, Snack is Snack. You want to play a light gun on a CRT, that's the only way you're going to do it. So both have their advantages and disadvantages, but having a look at some of the pictures here, very clean, just very nice, and Zapparoo built in. So you want to play Mortal Kombat on the 32X, slapping that card and play. Great work from Nad222, man, keep it up, superb. And if you wanna find out how to do this, you can probably go over to this Reddit post and ask them. Maybe there's a written article somewhere, but again, really good to see this kind of stuff here. Very clean, very nicely built, and always amazing just seeing stuff like this. Good stuff, Nad. Analogue. This is the guy that brings us some really cool wallpapers for the MiSTer FPGA, and he makes some really good Zapparoo cards. So what's really cool over here, guys, is he's made me some Pixel Cherry Ninja, where I like to shout MiSTer is King stickers, and you can get 10 of those stickers, and guess what, you'll also be supporting the channel because hey, every time a sticker sheet is sold I get a little kickback or percentage of the profits. As well as that, Analogue's got some other stuff on there and he'll be adding more stuff, but you can request some NFC cards as well. You can reach out to him and tell him exactly what games you want and he will create them for you. So good stuff here. Let's have a look at the stickers and just make that a little bit bigger. But again, yeah, really like these stickers. I should be getting some for myself in the post, and I'll stick them on my laptop and a few places around my work, and people will probably go, who the heck is Pixel Cherry Ninja and what the hell is a MiSTer? But you know what, I don't care. MiSTer is king, and a good way to support the channel, guys, and a good way to support Analogue for his work. This proved really popular last time because GOGUK UK, or Grumpy Old Gamer UK Dave, was selling some stuff and he's got very good prices. I remember a spinner that I kind of showed here last time, which was going for £50, and it was a plastic 3D printed one, but if you wanted the metal one it was like £200, so literally 25% of the price. So now I spoke to GOG and he's giving PCN viewers 10% off. You just need to use the discount code PCN10, and complete transparency here, guys, I'm not getting a kickback or anything here. This is just for you guys. So if you want something, you guys can get 10% off because you're the viewers, you're the guys that watch my videos, like my videos, and subscribe to the channel. And you know, I'm just happy to give back to the community and also help a member of the community out. So there's various items over here. I think if I leave a particular link in the description, the discount might already be applied, but if it's not applied, use PCN10 at checkout to receive 10% off. And there you go, you can get different things there, and that's the spinner I was talking about. Already great value at £50, but hey, you can now pick it up for 45. So good stuff. Check out GOG's store. An interesting post over on Reddit in the MiSTer FPGA sub. Guys, I've got no idea what this is, and honestly I'm kind of pressed for time, so I don't want to read it all and even understand more. But there you go, we'll read the title: new pre-alpha tool for retro software management looking for collaborators. So well, let's read the next line. I dropped this on the MiSTer Discord, but it got lost in the noise. You know what, I understand. Discords can, you know, like you're involved in a conversation and you turn away for a second to do something in real life, and when you come in there's like a million different messages, so it is hard to keep up. So hopefully you'll have better luck here. But there you go, there's all kinds of stuff there. I'm not going to read it out, but there you go. There's a pre-alpha tool for retro software management and a guy's looking for collaborators. And this is kind of awesome from Random Monk 3, the developer behind the Analogizer. But before the Analogizer, they did quite a few MiSTer calls. One of them was this game here called Zane Sleena. And guess what? It looks like Zane Sleena is going to be coming over to the Analogue Pocket. It is currently a work in progress. As well as that, it looks like it's naturally going to get some Analogizer support. So if you're a fan of Zane Sleena, then hopefully you'll be enjoying this on the go on your Analogue Pocket. Recently I was a guest on a podcast. It's called Planet of the Apes and it's hosted by Phoenix and Analogue, and it was a lot of fun. We spoke on nerdy things, and it's available on Spotify as well as YouTube. And guys, if you want to appear on this podcast, you can reach out to Analogue or Phoenix and appear on a podcast. It is just cool nerds hanging out and speaking about whatever the heck they want regarding retro gaming. It's a Mario Kart 64. Actually, it's not on the 64. Guess what, right? The guys that brought you over the Grand Theft Auto games that got ported over to the Dreamcast, well, guess what they're working on now? They are working on bringing over Mario Kart 64 to the Dreamcast. So, you know, all those times where you only had Sega consoles and you looked at Mario Kart thinking, I want Mario Kart, I want it on my Sega console. Well, those days are coming true. I guess it's only right because Sega stopped making hardware and all of the Sega games came over to Nintendo. Well, now Nintendo can go over to Sega in a retrospective manner. So big shout out to Falco Gurgis. I'll leave a link to this tweet if you want to give this whole thing a read. But yeah, this is going to be amazing. I kind of wish if I had a Dreamcast now, maybe I should go and pick one up. Who knows? But hey, in the meantime, I might just run it on an emulator. But hey, Mario Kart 64 is coming to the Dreamcast. This is super interesting. We all like light gun games, right? Whether we played them in the arcade, back on the PlayStation, Dreamcast, you know, Duck Hunt on the NES, just something feels very cool about taking a gun and pointing it at someone or something, in this case like your TV, or someone on the TV, and just shooting them, whether it's a duck or some kind of evil dictator. Now, the issue that we've had is playing light gun games on modern displays, it just hasn't worked that well. I mean, there are some good solutions. I'm a big fan of the Sinden light gun. Once that's set up, it works amazingly well. But hey, CRT is CRT, baby, and those guns just very, very simple. Plug them in, little bit of an attachment or whatever, and they just work. So what's really interesting over here is Namco backs new light gun for modern TVs with Time Crisis built in. So this is something where a crowdfunding project is going to be launched. Haven't got much information on there. I will leave a link to this article. A shout out to my buddy Big Al as well. Again, he posted this over my Discord, and I was like, okay, this is looking good. So again, stuff like Time Crisis, getting it on a modern display, and it'll be interesting to see how these guys tackle it, since the software is built into the device or into this package, however you get it on there. Maybe it will be very, very configured so it runs straight out, because as much as I like the Sinden light gun, I'm a big fan of it, it does require some configuring in order to get everything working. But hey, light gun games are awesome, light guns are awesome, and it will be interesting to see when we get this exactly how well it plays, exactly how accurate it is, and how well it plays on your display. Either way, love anything to do with light guns. Do you have your Game Boy camera kicking about? You can use it on your Game Boy, you can use it on your Analogue Pocket as well, from what I understand. So Mark Max over here says, I've released Game Boy Camera Manager, a tool that could be considered the Swiss Army knife of GB camera data management. It can export and import pictures, edit metadata, inject custom printable frames to the ROM, and much more. So if you want to have a bit of fun with your Game Boy camera and your Game Boy, you might want to check this out. Interesting stuff here. We have a new soundtrack for Afterburner 2 on the Sega Saturn, and this is courtesy of Batty. So Batty here says, better late than never, Afterburner 2's arcade perfect Sega Saturn port with the Fujitsu FM Towns port arranged soundtrack. So if you want to check this out, I'll leave a link to this Blue Sky post in the description of the video. So guys, that's it for this week. I really do hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. Be freaking awesome to one another. I'll see you guys around. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.